Hi, I'm Rob Rutland Brown, Executive Director of National Justice for Our Neighbors. I wanted to take just a few minutes to talk to you about the work of National Justice for Our Neighbors and of the entire JFON network. Justice for Our Neighbors was founded by UMCOR, the United Methodist Committee on Relief, in 1999. The mission is to provide immigration legal services to low-income immigrants and refugees from around the world. We also provide education and engage in advocacy for immigrant rights. Now in 2020, more than 20 years later, the Justice for Our Neighbors network has grown. We have 17 different sites around the country with over 120 staff members, including 60 immigration staff attorneys. We have hundreds of volunteers involved in the work. Each of these 17 sites are independent 501c3 organizations with their own boards, their own budgets, their own staff, including executive directors and staff attorneys. And they all have similar missions. Again, the primary role is to provide immigration legal services to low-income immigrants and refugees, to engage in education and advocacy in a variety of different issues. All of the clients are low income, and generally that means they earn less than 200% of the federal poverty level. And they're all vulnerable. These are people who are not able to afford immigration legal services on their own through private attorneys. The types of cases that these sites undertake varies extremely based on the needs in the community, depending on what other partner organizations are doing and what the particular needs are of the immigrants and refugees in a given city. Justice for Our specialize to be most effective. In 2019, as a network, we served over 3,800 clients from 128 countries. We also undertook more than 14,000 cases. So those case types really vary quite a bit. And you'll notice that there's a lot more cases than clients. And that's because most clients actually have more than one case with us. Almost 4,000 of those cases were what we call advice and counsel cases. These are individuals who need to understand their options under immigration laws. And so our staff attorneys provide them an understanding of their situation, where they stand, and what those options are. And even if they don't have anything that they're eligible to apply for through immigration, that peace of mind alone is very important, and it helps prevent them from paying someone who may be trying to scam them out of their money, or may mean that they're committing immigration fraud, which could be detrimental down the road for their situation. We also engaged in over 4,000 cases relating to escape from violence. And those are helping people who may be seeking asylum here and are fearful of having to return home because they might be persecuted or killed, as well as victims of domestic violence or other types of violence here in the United States, helping them be able to secure an immigration status that's not dependent on their abuser, for example, or an immigration status by virtue of them helping cooperate with the police and they've been a victim of a crime. We've helped over 2,800 cases involving work authorization. So those are individuals for whom the primary outcome is enabling them to work lawfully here in the United States. That includes people with DACA, Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, who were brought here as young children and really no other country as their home. This work helps them to be able to work here lawfully. We undertook more than 700 cases for individuals who were seeking to unite with or remain united with their family. So these are brothers and sisters, husbands and wives, parents and children, through green card applications and other types of petitions. And then we helped another 900 individuals to naturalize, to become United States citizens, which enables them to vote, to be secure from deportation, and to bring other family members here, in addition to a variety of other benefits. For all the clients that we serve them without regard to race, religion, ethnicity, ideology, gender identification, or sexual orientation. So what's National Justice for Our Neighbors' role in this work? Well, for one thing, we ensure that quality services are taking place around the network. One way we do this is through having what we call consulting attorneys, some lead attorney representatives from throughout our network, work with a subset of sites to ensure that their attorneys are equipped and are doing proper work. We have site visits annually to each site. We make sure that younger attorneys are mentored so that they have a place to turn to with questions, and that sites are adequately resourced. We also coordinate advocacy efforts throughout the network on behalf of issues that affect all of us and that affect our clients. And this includes uplifting our values, such as access to justice, ensuring family unification, and ending deportation and detention. We also help sites learn from one another. You know, they're doing very similar work in different cities around the country, and so we're trying to keep them from having to replicate the wheel. And so we do this in a lot of different ways. We have different calls where we bring together the attorneys to talk through issues that they're struggling with, and what are some of the shared approaches to dealing with those issues. We have calls for the executive directors, for the board chairs. We have listservs for each of those groups. We have Zoom meetings in which we talk about different types of challenges that we're facing. We also gather in person, at least when not coronavirus is going on, to learn from one another and to remind ourselves that we're not in this alone. We have what we call a JFON hub, where we post documents that a site may have created so that other sites can borrow from them, and again, not have to recreate the wheel. The National JFON office also helps to ensure the financial sustainability of the sites and helps them to fundraise, which is key to growing in the work. We provide financial support in a number of different ways. This includes providing some funding to the sites, but also paying for things such as case management systems, malpractice insurance, and memberships to different types of organizations. So that's a snapshot of the work of National Justice for Our Neighbors and of our entire network. I want to thank you for all of your support, and I look forward to continuing to work with you to provide a better life for our immigrant brothers and sisters. Thank you.